Hello, how are you, my people? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're so much welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I'm happy and excited to be back. And we're here once again for a good and a very interesting topic that I would like us to talk shortly. And the topic is about paying the price. Paying the price. And this is something that we all know of. It's something that we have heard of here and there. And it's something that, another, we've gotten to hear people talk about. We have talked about it. And that's what I would like us to talk about today. Because one thing that we can get to agree about in this life, everything has a price. Yes. As general as the word price is, everything in this world we live in has a price. And when we talk about price, there are these two words that always comes together with the word price. This is cheap and expensive. And one thing we can also agree about is the less a price we ever give or we ever pay for, the less a quality of a product or service we ever get. And we always get to hear people say that there is always a cheaper price, there is always a cheaper person. Because we always go for the cheaper things because we don't want to pay a higher price. For us who are in business, you always get to hear a customer come and tell you, I want a certain thing, and you give them the price. And there's someone who will tell you that you don't have a cheaper one. And maybe you tell this person there is one that is cheaper, but the quality is also lower. And there's a customer who will tell you you don't have a better quality. And still you'll be there. And you'll be telling this person, yes, there is also a better quality. And the price is higher. Yeah. So this is one thing that goes with pricing. If you want something that has a better quality or something that is better, something that will be long lasting, you have to pay a higher price. You have to invest more. You have to, like, if it's giving out money, a money that will cost you more. So this is the concept that I want us to have in this topic of paying the price. That the good things, the better things, the quality, the more quality things always goes for people who are ready to pay the price. People who are willing to pay the price. Yes, it happens in everything, even for services. You always see a certain service is offered somewhere. The same service is offered in another place, but the prices are different. What brings the difference is the quality. So that is the concept I want us to go in this issue of paying the price. And one thing that we can also get to agree about in this life, there is nothing that just comes freely. And as we always say, the only thing that is given freely is just life. Yeah, God gave us life. And the reason why we call it free, it's because there is one person who paid the cost of it. It is not that it's free, it's only that its cost was paid by his son Jesus Christ. The cost of our life was paid at Calvary. And that is to tell us that there's nothing that is free. The reason why life is free, it's because its cost was paid. And that is one thing that we should always take advantage of. Because it's the only thing that God gave us freely. Because he offered his one and only son to die on the cross, pay the sacrifice for us, pay the price for us. So it was paid for. So everything else that we're going to have in this life, we have to pay the price. And as we always say, as much as our life is free, there are things also that we always have to work hard for to sustain ourselves in this life. We have to pay prices. And most of the times, we admire good things. Most of the times, we admire this big. At times, you'll see a certain establishment that is so big, that is so prosperous, And we really admire such. You will see a business that is well built up, a business that has customers, a business that is flourishing, a business that each and everyone desires it. And at times we forget the price that was paid for that place, for that business to be there. You will see a certain marriage with very beautiful children, very handsome children, and you admire such a marriage. You see them working together, you see them maybe have a happy life, and you don't know maybe the cost that was paid for that family. Yes, we always admire good things. We always look forward and see a successful person. Maybe in career, you never know at times what it took this person to get to that point. You never know how hardworking that person was. Maybe when he was in school. You never know even before he got that opportunity to be in that position in that workplace, how he or she suffered or she struggled. The things he had to endure, the things she had to endure for her to get to that place. Yes, there's nothing that just comes free. I always say, at times we say there are some people who are born in rich families and maybe the dynasties and all that kind of manner. But one thing I can always even get to know is that there is someone who paid the price. That great grandparents paid the price. Yeah, he paid the price for them. That's why they are not suffering. That's why those grandchildren are well up right now, because there's someone who paid the price. Yes, there's nothing that just comes so easy. There's nothing. Even if you go to a certain place through connection, there's someone who had to do something for you to get in there. Because as much as we will try to say that, we always hear people here out at times saying it's not everyone who is paying the price, it's not everyone who is working hard, it's not everyone who is. But there's nothing that just comes so easily. There's nothing. Even life, you have this mentality of shortcuts. At times, you lose it a big time. Because most of the times is when we will always be like, we want that shorter way of getting money or of getting rich, maybe of getting to prosper. But there is a price that we have to pay. There is a price, there is a price, there is a price. Every good thing you ever see in this life, always know that to get it, you have to pay a price. Yeah. We always say that for our gold to be admirable, for our gold to be that precious, the most expensive metal that even the person who ever does the best thing, maybe in Olympics, maybe in football and all that. If at all you're not given something that is good, you don't feel like you're valued. We always see even people at times, couples, they specialize on having a ring that is God made. That's how precious gold is. And we always get to read, even in the Bible, we are told that for gold to be that admirable, to be that precious, it has to be passed through fire. It has to be refined through very, 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 very hot fire. And the same thing happens to us. For anything good to ever come to our lives, there is that hard position, that hard situation at times we have to go through for us to get to that other point. For us to be that admirable, for that business to be that admirable business, for that family to be that admirable family, for that couple to be that admirable couple, for you to have children that are admired by everyone, there's that thing that you have to do. You have to undergo a kind of training. You have to undergo a kind of harboring. At times, there are things that comes to your life to just harbor you. And in that harboring, you're paying a price for a certain result. Because in this life, God always has always put things that not everything that just comes so freely. And as we always say, everything belongs to Him, and that's why He chooses to make this person rich and to make another person poor. That's why he at times chooses to uplift you at a certain given time, and at such given time, someone else will be low, because that's how He has set life. So one thing that you can get to know about this issue of at times paying the price is so godly. It's at times set by God. He's the one who allows these and issues to happen to our lives. Because one thing we can get to admit, in this time of paying the price, in this time at times of paying the cost, most of the times we don't pay the price easily. There is a lot at times we have to lose. There are things you lose, at times there are people you lose, there are issues you disconnect yourself from. Yani, it's a point of losing a lot of things. Because it's like a time of trial, it's a time of struggles, it's a time of difficulties, it's a time of lack, it's a time that a lot usually goes on into our lives, to a point you feel like you're giving up. But at the back of your mind, you have to keep remembering yourself. You are paying the price. If it's in business, at times you even get to a point you feel like, now I think the only thing that is remaining is just to go close up this shop and forget that I had a business. At times, if you've never gotten to such a point, you're not a business person. A point where you have debts right, left, and center. You cannot maybe even at time be able to pay the rent. And because you know you're enduring for a better result, you keep going on. If at all it's in marriage, at times marriage can become so hectic. But if you so passionate about making it work, you try all you can to endure. You try all you can to make sure that everything works. Because you know in one way or another, there's something that you're looking up to. And the only reason at times that can make us be so okay in paying the price is when we are so ambitious on what we want. It's only if you know what you're targeting, you'll be able to endure. So paying the price, one, it comes with that ambition to whatever you want, that ambition to whatever you are looking forward to, that ambition to that target that you have. So for you to endure and for you to be able to pay the price, you have to have a target. You have to have a goal. You have to have an ambition that even if whatever comes may, that is my centerhold. That is what I'm looking up to. It doesn't matter whatever will come by on my way, but that is my focus. That is the only thing that will help us at times to be able to pay the price. Because in one way or another, there are some things we won't achieve if we are not ready to pay the price. I always say, if there's anything that you always admire, if there's anything that you always look up to and you're like, I want such, go and ask that person who has achieved that thing. They give you their story. They give you what it took them to get to that point. At times you even ask yourself, hey, are you sure if I was myself, I could have endured all that? But because this person was so focused, because this person knew what he or she was targeting, she or he had to endure. So the same way, that should be our greatest focus. If we want to achieve anything, know that you have to pay the price. There are a lot of things at times that will come in between. But having that focus, there's nothing that will put us down. And maybe we can ask ourselves, what are the advantages at times of paying the price? Why should we endure? Because at times we endure a lot. We lose so much. At times we undergo very hard situations. But we don't have room for giving up. We don't have. There is no room for giving up. We don't have a room for giving up. These are the points of life that at times they raise our faith. They raise our dependency on God. They uplift us. And you feel you're at a point. There's nothing that at times can just bring you down. So it's a good point. It's a good state at times. That state of paying the price is a good state because it strengthens you even to your other goal. You will achieve this goal, and because of how you endured and how at times you were successful in your first goal, you'll be able to go and start kick on your second goal. So one of the advantage of at times being enduring and at times being there to pay the price, it's the success. You cannot pay the price and be a failure. Yes, paying the price comes with success. There is always good fruits after paying the price. Because as we said, the more you pay, the better quality you get. So you always have something that is fruitful by the end of that season of paying the price. It's after you endure, it's after you undergo that hard situation, you get a very successful and a very admirable result. So just know that the end result of paying the price is success. It's fruitful success. So that is one thing that at times we benefit by having success. Something else that comes by when we endure in paying the price, it's being jealous and loving the results. In this, I mean that if I saw it's a business that you underwent so many struggles for it to come up, this is a business that you'll get to love so much, and it's a business that you'll get to guard so jealously. You won't allow anyone to come and maybe joke with it, come and maybe bring it down, and you'll protect it with all you have. It will be so precious to you. May it be a family, may it be anything, even something that you go to a certain shop or a certain place and you get to buy it very expensively. You guard that thing jealously. You have that thing so precious to you that you won't want anyone to come and harm it. You won't anyone to just come and destroy it. Yani it is so precious to you, remembering the cost you had. Have you ever helped someone with something, or have someone ever gotten to give you something, and he or she gets to see you like you're mishandling or something, and this person will always remind you that, why, you stop joking with that thing. Do you know how expensive it is? Do you know how I bought it? And you'll be like, hey, when, how much did you buy it? And at times, it's the price that you offer for something enables you to pressurize it more. You will get to realize that something that you buy so cheaply, may it be even a shoe, may it be a clothes, may it be a home, a home decor and such, like something at times that you don't pay so much for it, at times it doesn't hurt you. Have you ever gotten to realize even if something breaks or something gets lost and it's something that you hadn't bought it so expensively, at times it doesn't hurt. But have you ever lost something that you paid handsomely for it, something that you gave a certain amount of money, and before that thing got out of your mind, it took you a bit of time, because that thing, you paid quite an amount of money, you got a quality thing, and if you got something that you pressurize, something that you'll love, something that you own so confidently that you won't want anyone to like destroy it or harm it. So that is one another thing that at times it's very important. When we pay the price of something, we don't just allow anyone to just come in and destroy it, to just come in and just joke with it. We guard it, we like handle it with love, we handle it with jealousy. In fact, you don't want anyone to just come and destroy it. Something else that at times we get when we pay the price is something that you have paid price for. You are always so proud of it. You are always so proud of yourself. Proud, not in that like you'll be proud before people or such, like you'll be so affirmed of yourself that it took my hard work, it took my toil, it took my sacrifice for this thing to stand. It took this, and this. Yani, you can stand and say, if it were not for my hard work, if it were not for me sacrificing this, and this thing could not be here. This thing could not have come to this point. We couldn't be here. Yani, you can stand and be so confident and narrate the story and narrate the experience and narrate, because you know what it took. It was a day by day thing. It was a process. So there's no one who will just be like there to like bring you down in a way. You'll stand and say, if it were not for my this and this, if it were not for my this and this, we couldn't have come to this far. So you'll be so proud of speaking about it. You'll be so proud even of sharing the experience. You'll be so proud even as people get to ask you questions and you get to answer. It's something that you speak of so proudly, because there's a, have you ever gotten to like see these people who most of the things they have gotten maybe through inheritance or maybe through relatives and such. Like maybe a relative give you a certain thing, maybe you inherited it from your parents. There's a difference between such a person and someone who has worked hard to earn a certain thing. You always see there will always be a difference between someone who has worked hard and bought themselves a car and someone who has inherited a car from parents. From their talk, you always get to hear the difference. For this person who worked hard and have really gotten through a journey to get this car, the journey will be different because he or she is speaking out of things that he or she went through, the process. But for this person who just woke up one day and he or she was told, these are the keys to your car, the story is different. The story is different. So you get to be so affirmed, you get to be so proud of whatever you've done to yourself. And another thing that we cannot forget, another importance of paying the price is we allow God to be glorified in our lives. Because in most of the times, there are situations that comes to our life and they'll make you be, they will harbor you, they'll get you to a point of surrender that you will just allow God to just come and intervene. And by the end of it, you'll stand and say, for sure, it took the hand of God. Have you ever had everyone who is giving a success story? They will always start by saying, first and foremost, all glory and honor to God. Because if it were not for God, we couldn't have gotten to this far. So it's something that helps us to glorify God in our lives. It's something that helps us to bring God in our lives. Because maybe it's something that you've bought. Maybe it's something that you have achieved in life. Maybe it's a journey at times, maybe you are graduating after you are your campus level, you did masters, PhD and such like. You just have to involve God. You just have to mention God in that journey. Because for sure, there are points you get to and you surrender to God and you tell God, in this issue, I feel you have to come in. So it gives us that dependency on God. And on the long run, in the success story, God has to appear in it because he has to be involved. That's why at times God allows these things to happen so that we can remember his existence and we can glorify him in our lives. So that is all that I wanted us to talk about in this issue of paying the price. And the most thing that I would like us to carry home from this conversation is always be willing to pay the price. There's nothing that comes so easy. And we always say that come easy, go easy. So the more you love things that go easy, always know that they go very easily. The same way, cheap things, they always like get destroyed and they always like get ruined so fast. So always be willing to pay an expensive price so that you can get good quality and long-lasting things, long-lasting services. So one thing that I can tell us is that in this life, be willing to pay prices that are worth, prices that will cost us, prices that times there's this that we always say, if you don't feel it, you're not still doing it. What do I mean is that, let's say it's something that you're buying and you get to pay it at a certain amount and you don't feel the expensiveness of that thing. Just know you still not up to the standard. It's until you pay for something, it's until you endure and you feel that, hey, for sure, that was tough. For sure, it wasn't easy. So it's until you get to feel, anyway, it's not easy. Just know you're doing it. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for showing me so much love. For those who are coming day by day, thank you so much. You're so much welcome. And for those not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing. Until next time, bye bye. Love you.